So our most recent delve into a random MMO has led us to Aion. Aion was released in 2007, and it is a Korean MMO that has flying combat, and pretty much everything else is pretty much, eh. So check out what we have to say if you want. Right, coming up.
After this, I'm going to be so popular.
This is the Thaco Gamers Network.
And while we do that, hello and welcome to the Thaco Gamers. My name is Matt, and I have here today with me other Matt and Chad.
What's up? Wow.
And today,
Chad.
we are giving our first impressions of Aion. Aion is basically every other Korean MMORPG ever created, except you have wings. And it came out, when did this come out? 2011? Probably should do my research before I start saying things.
Yeah, way to roll. Way to work.
Before I start saying things.
Where's my fact checker? I need a fact checker here.
Jay's not
I'm
here.
going to randomly say it came out in 1985.
1985.
Look it up.
So
1985. This was first released on Nintendo DS.
Commodore 64, baby.
Nintendo DS, 1985. What's going on?
I know. It was
You
a joke.
whiffed.
Oh, that was horrible.
It wasn't 1985. It was released in 1985. So you whiffed.
All right. So anyways, so we're going to do a first impressions of this, and first thing I want to talk about in this game is the character creation. As you can tell by this monster that I have running around on here that looks like kind of like the alien from American Dad, Roger. Kind of looks like him. I really like the character creation in this game. It really gives you could pretty much create anything that you want to create. So I was very happy and pleased with that. There's sliders for everything.
Literally everything.
Yeah. So what do you guys think?
I thought the character creation was amazing. If I can find you, I will show you why. Because my character is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just so weird. But it's so cool that a game actually has that kind of diversity, that you can go in there and make your character look any way you want, like any way. So I really liked the character creation. I thought it was pretty sweet. One of the best that I've seen in a game.
Yeah, I agree. It was pretty amazing. And it wouldn't let me invite you into a group because I had not it said my name was invalid, so I just rechanged my name. Now, one thing I will say about this, they just did a server merge on this since the last time we played, which wasn't that long ago, and we're down to 2 servers in Aion, fellas, so I don't know how much longevity that is giving this game.
Well, yeah, it gives the appearance that there are actually that there is actually a large player base, which, I mean, is pretty cool because anybody that wants to play an online game wants to play with somebody. And this actually allows you to do it when they do server merges like that. So where are you?
I don't know. I'm in one of these towns. You know what they should do, though, is in the server list, though, they should have, like, I don't know, like 15 other servers that just say full. Never let you in.
Never let anybody in.
Yeah, that way you're like, man, this has a lot of people playing.
That place is packed. It says you're in the sanctum, right? Oh, wait, no, that's me. You're in
I'm shooting.
Verderod.
I'm killing lob knights right now, buddy. Totally killing them outside of the town here. So, so as far as character creation goes, very happy with that. We need to wait for Matt to get up here so you can get an idea of, because what you're seeing with me is one extreme. I love how this guy walks. This is so great.
How did you get there?
I don't know. But most people create characters that look like this. You know, your typical Korean MMO looking characters. Something you would find in Arcade and whatnot, but Matt and I, without even consulting each other, made the exact... We both went in extremes and totally the different directions with this, so they're pretty amazing. But so as far as character creation goes, that's what you get with that. Now, what do you guys think of anything else? Pick something, talk about it. Go.
The
Chad.
splash screens.
Oh, okay. So Matt.
Splash screens.
The
Those are
splash
high
screen.
quality.
The splash screens are actually really cool. They're
That-
very reminiscent of like Final Fantasy style art.
I agree.
And I really like the way that they look. They're pretty sweet.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it does give you something to look at while you're loading, which the load screens are actually pretty fast.
Mhm.
I think the graphics are okay.
Yep.
I think they show their age a bit. But overall, I think they look decent.
I agree.
The world is so. I seem to see more, I don't know, pixels when you're looking at world items more so than the characters themselves.
Sure.
I think the characters look a little sharper. So
And I just looked up online here, and we're actually seeing that this game came out
2009.
2008, actually.
Whatever.
Oh, I just looked it up. So there you go. The Aion release date, it is telling me, is November 25th, 2008. So it is a very old
What?
game. Yeah, that's what it says for Aion. Absolutely, Aion. And it also says the MMOs.com gave it a 3.8 out of 5.
Oh, good.
So
3.8 out of 5. That's actually fairly decent.
generous.
well, no, you look at the game when it came out in 2008. If you're looking at a game that's even relatively similar to this, I would assume it would get some pretty good marks.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I would say for the time that this is actually... I found Matt. So this is the other example of what you can do with character creation in this game.
That's freaking crazy, dude. Like, my guy is literally the size of 3 of you.
Yeah, up to my knees. Or up to
You're
your knees.
up to my knee.
Yes, I'm
You
up to your
don't-
knees.
That's funny.
Whee!
If I scroll into my character, I don't even see yours because you're out of the frame.
I can't even jump and get my head as high as your neck.
That's
So
crazy, man. I love it.
go run. It's funny watching your character run too. And look at my guy stepping along as you're leaping and bounding. So, yeah, character creation, very cool, very dynamic. You can do pretty much anything you want there. Now, going back to what the game was in 2008, I do agree with Chad. In 2008, I would say this would be oh, we're going to duel? Hold on, not right now. So I would say that this would be a beautiful game
Yeah.
in 2008. And honestly, gameplay probably pretty good back then, too. So,
Yeah, I agree. The UI is pretty generic. It doesn't really stand out to me.
mhm.
It has quest trackers, which is kind of nice. It kind of has its own mini map that'll sit in the corner for you, and you could either have it actually squared on a graphic itself, or kind of like a GIF where it's just kind of sitting, hovering
Mhm.
over the world.
Mhm.
Just
Whoa, what the shit? What are you doing?
Sorry.
How did you get up there?
Sorry, Chad. Matt and I were dueling while you were talking, and I just flew away from him.
How did you do that? That's not fair.
So
That's the
anyway-
one thing I hate about PvP.
Anyways, I do agree with you on all that, though, Chad.
How
Before
the
Matt
hell did you do that?
before Matt so rudely interrupted you.
right.
Oh my
right.
god! I just did a face plant. Where did you go?
None of your goddamn business. This
see
duel
where
is
you
done.
went. The
No.
duel is over.
No, this duel is
over.
not. Oh, it is over? Okay.
Yeah. How the hell are you doing that?
So evidently Matt didn't get far enough in the game to get his wings.
Right.
I
Right.
have my wings. I just don't know how to use them very well.
But anyways, now that actually brings it up to something else that this game has to offer that's actually pretty cool is aerial PvP, like an aerial combat, which very unique for the time, and even for today's standards, not a lot of games at all, really. Oh, you son of a bitch, you said we were done.
Get back here, you stupid seagull. Your mother was a seagull. I'll learn to fly one of these days.
But so that's really cool that this game has that, and you know, whoops, I don't want to hearth back. That it has that as an option in it, and something that it never had, that no other games really do. I mean, do you guys know of any other games that have flying combat and PvP?
No. Well, Arcade.
You see a lot of gliding.
Yeah, Arcade has got that glider stuff.
Yeah, but you can't
really
fight while you're gliding. You can maybe drop a missile or whatever, but that's about it. Drop a bomb.
drop a bomb.
Drop some bombs.
That's pretty much all you can do, or jump from somebody's boat.
Right,
you know,
right.
Jump from your boat onto somebody else's.
So that is super cool, and I really actually like that about Aion. However, that's the end of anything I have good to say about Aion, because as far as whether or not this game is enjoyable to play now, I would have to say no, because I personally do not enjoy playing this game. And I know that Chad and I specifically probably don't fully agree on those kind of things. So you sell me on this game, Chad. Why should I like it?
It's kind
More
of
than I
hard
do.
to sell. The funny thing is, Matt, I like it more than you, but it wouldn't become my go-to MMO.
Sure.
In the sense that this game, it has a lot of standard MMO fare. You know, it's stuff that a lot of MMOs do. It has a lot of the tropes. It's there. It does everything okay. Other than the flying, I don't think it does anything better than the other MMOs that I actually enjoy.
Sure.
Except for character
So
creation.
that's
Right,
yeah.
true.
Well, no, but you do see better character creation sets out there now. You never did back in their time, but you could see them now, like in Black Desert and those. You could go crazy with your characters there too. They have here what they call fast track servers, which are very nice for people who are coming up and want to level up. It gives you extra experience for killing mobs while you're questing. But it's funny. It's hard to explain. It's a game that's there, and it's there.
It is.
It doesn't have anything special that's going to keep me coming back. I enjoyed this game, but I'll probably uninstall it because I have other MMOs that I like better that do things better.
Sure. So, what do you think about it, Matt?
I think the game it's cool. It's got a lot of cool aspects to it. But like Chad said, it doesn't do anything spectacular. It doesn't draw you into it like a lot of current MMOs do. The character creation is really, I would say, the best part of the game.
Sure.
Is customizing your character the way that you want it. You don't just have these little skins that you throw on a pre-made body or anything like that. It's all what you can make and what you can come up with, and the characters that look completely different than each other are pretty cool. It kind of sets you apart. But once you get out into the world, it's very old school World of Warcraft, where like before the graphics updates that they've done for Blizzard.
It does. What's funny is I just jumped off a thing and face planted and died, so I showed up at a resurrection site here, and before you even said that, I was like, oh wow, this is very World of Warcraft right here. Like very much so. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like if you want to play an MMO in this day and age, play World of Warcraft. But if you want something,
well, not necessarily. I'd hold that thought.
That's about the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Right, exactly.
Oh my god! Because you guys don't play WoW, you guys are gonna. That's cool.
We like WoW, but I do not think I would ever tell somebody if you want to play an MMO
in this day and age,
go play WoW.
Because
there's
what are you gonna play?
Options.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean, like an MMORPG. Like this style of game. If you want to play an MMORPG.
Oh, I thought you just meant an MMO. My bad. Thank you for specifying.
Yeah, okay.
I can see you saying maybe a fantasy MMO that plays like a classic MMO. I would potentially let you get away with saying.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
If you're saying MMOs in general, there's so many other options.
Game Master Chad, please.
Yes. Yes.
agree with me because that is all my life desires. An agreeing person with my comments.
Oh goodness.
I'm just saying, if you're going to play a style of game like this, WoW would be a better bet.
That I would agree
is
with.
that
Yes,
better
that's,
I
for
would
you?
agree.
That's
I
an
would
okay
agree with
statement.
Thank you.
that,
I
You're-
could
you're
die-
allowed to proceed
I could die
now.
happy now.
you may now say more. You may continue.
I could die
saying
happy
stuff.
now. No, I could die happy.
And you know,
Cat is on my side.
one thing this game lacks too that I think a lot of the newer MMOs have, or MMORPGs to be specific, is a lore, is a good story. I feel like they move you along,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think Aion does a good job of doing that. There's an attempt at lore, but once I'm in the world, I don't feel like I'm really making any progress there.
Sure. And
Yeah.
Some of the games I like now, WoW does it great.
Of
yes,
course.
Matt, WoW does it great. Star Wars: The Old Republic, you can't beat it when it comes to the lore and the story and the way it comes through. ESO does a better job of lore, world lore. I mean, so
Lotro.
Lotro does do a better job of lore. Lotro just gonna make everything we ever do in the future.
Every video is going to have a Lotro
Yep.
reference.
Yep, that Lotro does lore right, and that's about the only thing it does right. But we digress. It's just Aion. It's there. It's like it's your standard generic MMO that doesn't give you anything special except flying, and
Right.
that is not enough.
Yep.
For me to keep it installed.
Yep. I agree. And
It does.
on top of that, for me, I know you guys thought the combat was okay, but I didn't. The combat was very slow. It wasn't very fluid. It didn't flow well, and it wasn't as going back to mentioning Lotro. It wasn't as bad as Lotro, but it wasn't as good as like Arcade, and I don't even think Arcade nailed the combat really. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
for me, that's what really was the turnoff for me. For games where I don't get into the story so much or anything else, if the combat is good, then like Guild Wars, I could play Guild Wars 2 a ton because the combat in that was really, really fun. You know what I mean? And I just
Right.
loved going out into the world and blowing shit up and killing things, and I don't love doing it here. I almost dread having to fight things. For me, the combat is just not enjoyable for me. But I do love flying away from Matt in the middle of a PvP battle. That is really cool.
I hate that. And hey, that's the one thing that killed WoW for me is flying. And I've told you that, hundreds of times that
Yeah,
flying.
pretty much
killed
every
WoW for
video,
me.
that we've had, you've mentioned.
Yeah.
that, so.
Yeah, kind of like the Lotro. It's so things that this game does better is flying out of combat and graphics.
So how would you guys rate? How do you even pronounce it? Is it Aion or Ion? I've heard both. Is it Aion?
I would say Aion.
Okay. So how would you guys rate Aion out of 10? What would you give it? What's your score for this? Do it.
I would
Do
probably be at either now probably a 6.
6?
Probably. And,
out of 10?
yes.
Okay.
And I would have given it probably a 7 or an 8 when it came out.
Sure. Out of 10,
Yeah,
Matt?
I would
Really?
Well, because
It's out of 7.
we did 1 to 5 for Lotro. And somebody said 6, and we were like, what the?
No, we did out of 10 for Lotro.
Did we?
Yes.
Wow.
We just
It's
all
the
rated
numbers
it
were
below
so
5.
low.
We set the bar so low
Holy
we didn't
cow.
even, we capped it at 5 for Lotro.
Yeah. Yeah, out of
What
10, I would
How do you
say-
like Lotro out of a 1 in 100 scale, but you can only go up to 5?
Give it a 3.5 stars.
So anyways,
Compared to current standards now, I'd probably give it like maybe a 5. I'd give it even. Because the
Yeah,
character creation is really cool, and I think that the character creation really brings your character into a story, even if it's a story is not very well done. I did not dread the combat because I think it's got this cool little comboing system in it. But yeah, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10.
I agree with you, Matt, as far as the combat goes.
Who are you agreeing
Oh,
with?
wait.
Other Matt or
Playmats.
Playmats?
Well, I'm agreeing with Playmats because as a caster, I got to experience that combo system too, and I kind of liked it. You'll cast a spell if it hits, or if the timer's right, you'll be able to cast another spell that piggybacks off it. So it does give a little bit of complexity to combat. Not a lot, but a little bit. So
So I would also give it a 5. Like to play nowadays and go into an MMO, I would agree with you, Chad, that this obviously was a kind of above average, definitely for the time that it came out. But for nowadays, I would have to give it like a 5 because it's just pretty much super
Average.
mediocre.
yeah.
So, yeah, I got nothing else to say about this game. Do you guys got anything you want to add before we end the
Now-
video?
One
Oh,
thing I
wait.
never got in. Oh,
Go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
is crafting. They do have a cash shop in this. I do not know how much this is a pay to win game
Oh,
as far as
boy.
that goes now. So we won't get into that discussion because we really don't know. And I really didn't participate in a whole lot of PvP, which
Yeah.
from what I've heard about Aion, that's not really your end game anyway.
Right.
At least it doesn't. So, but yeah, that's really kind of where we stopped. Just getting into the game and understanding kind of how it flows. So
Yeah,
again, I think it's there. It exists. It's an MMO.
See, one thing that we didn't mention that really got me right off the bat, like kind of what the hell was even. I had to do a lot of tweaking to the way the game controls to even be able to stomach playing it, because when it starts off, the game's point and click, which
Yeah, that's true.
by 2008, point and click wasn't a thing.
No,
You know
it's
what I
reserved
mean?
for like MOBAs and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was just insane that you have to do that. And every once in a while, the game still forgets that I've told it not to do that, and it'll go somewhere when I click. So
I think it's cool that they have that option at least.
see,
But
early
I
WoW
wouldn't
had that.
start people out into that.
Right, I wouldn't either. But early WoW had that. I remember when I first, and maybe it's still an option in there, but I remember when I first started playing WoW and going through, I was like point and click, and I turned it on for a second and did that, and I'm like, oh, that's awful, and turning it off. I don't know who would never want to just control their character and run around with it. Point and click seems
Right.
absolutely insane, unless you can zoom out at like the map level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like RTS or MOBA style. Like I want to go here and just click, and he, does pathing and
wanna-
finds his way there. But
Click and drag and select 300 people
Right.
and send them to this one location.
yes,
One thing I should have mentioned, which I actually think is pretty good, is their music in this game.
yeah, yep.
It's
That-
decent. It has a Final Fantasy feel to it.
Yep, I agree with that. The music I have no gripes about the music at all. It was very fitting with the setting and sounded
Right.
good. So,
Right.
all right. Do you guys have anything you want to add before we
I think I'm
uninstall?
good.
All right.
I do not. Ion is there if you want a generic MMO and you're
And it is free to
sick of
play.
It is free to play. So,
Yeah.
what's it hurt to uninstall it or to uninstall it? What's it hurt to install Aion and give
Check
it
it
your
out.
give it your own try and see what you think about it. It's not so bad to where I would tell someone don't even bother
Right.
with it. So,
Yeah, it's
No,
not
I think if somebody's looking for a change up, why not try it?
So thank you for joining us. If you guys have anything that you want to say about this game, or if we got things way wrong, let us know in the comment section. Even though I know I don't have to tell you guys to do that, because you guys are really good at letting us know what you feel that we don't know. So let's see. Anything else? Like and subscribe if you liked it and want to subscribe. If you want to downvote the Lotro video that we've done, you can find that in our list of videos, and you can go there and give us another downvote. I think we're running about 90% downvotes on that right now, Matt. So we're doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good.
Well-
I'm okay with that.
We're gonna try to keep that train a rolling. So,
Oh man, I just learned how to fly.
time to uninstall.
Yep. Now you can't run from me.
So thanks for joining us at Thaco Gamers. Please like and subscribe, and you can also go to Twitter and you can contact myself at One Broken Guitar. Chad is Gamer Zelos, and Matt is Playmats1. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Later.